second game of the day, and as you can see, we're having Dignitas going up against Team Refuse now here on Cursed Hollow in the Go4Heroes tournament. To the left side of the map, it is Chris on Zeratul with Blood Dragon playing Diablo, Nurok on Sylvanas, Tomze, they're standing today on Vala, and we have Linked on Uther. To the right side of the map, Arkham on Malfurion, Konos on ETC for Team Refuse, Fixie on Jaina, Noisen on Zagara, and Toxical on Tacita. So pretty nice combos here for the two teams, and today I'm actually not alone. I'm together with Tetcher, and we're going to bring you the coverage here of the Go4Heroes tournament.
Indeed, very excited. And we are seeing a couple more Conjurer's Pursuits than we did in the last game.
Yeah, definitely. A scouting drone not taken on Malfurion as it was in the last game. It's a talent that is a bit more popular these days, but right now we have Conjurer's Pursuit taken already on Malfurion, on Tacita. We have one on Uther as well for Dignitas. No talents taken, on the other hand, for Zeratul and Diablo at this point.
Yeah, and that is very interesting that they are waiting it out in this situation, especially for Blood Dragon, who his first talent is almost always that extra health and health regen at level 1, except for the Haunted Mines.
You can go for Soul Feast, or you usually do, I want to say, but Devil's Due is a talent that we see sometimes being picked, especially when you have, for example, Gamers 2 in the game. They ran that for a long time, and then for like a week, it was the go-to talent for any team, and now everybody went back to Soul Feast. But for Zeratul, it's also a bit interesting. I mean, you could go for the reduction on Blink, as Black Scorp does on his hero. You could go for the block, which we see quite a lot. Regeneration Master is something that Yoba on Gamers 2 uses, and in this case, it is the Blink reduction, but still no talent picked for Blood Dragon.
Yeah, and it's very weird that he is waiting this long. He's not taking any harassment damage, so he's not actually missing out on anything by doing this, like not missing out on the extra health from all these minions he's just sitting next to. But it's very odd that he's hanging, and we do see Chris hanging up here, but there is the warning ping, and Noisen knows exactly where he is.
I think he just wants to be mysterious.
I think that's
the only reason. I don't think that makes any sense to wait this long. He's just going to be like, oh yeah, the castles are going to talk about me if I don't pick my talent right away. He's just a fame whore, let's be honest.
That does make a lot of sense. Well, he does have the username Blood Dragon.
You are right. That kind of defeats the whole purpose. Well, as is 2 minutes in the game, of course, the mercenary camps spawn, and Fixie and Arkham are trying to get the siege giants. The rotation of Chris is immediate, and he's just standing there waiting for an opportunity to take Fixie down. And,
I don't think he's going to take that risk.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah, he's still chilling. Oh, there goes the frost shot, so he knows he's there.
Blood Dragon probably lost a bet or something.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Soul Feast. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, Blood Dragon, you got us there. We totally didn't expect that.
But now he's waiting to take his level 4 talent. So now he will be mysterious for that for a while. Zeratul, on the other hand, going with the Gathering Power.
The mysterious Blood Dragon is there. Well, besides that, we have, as you already mentioned, Gathering Power on Zeratul, pretty standard. We are seeing for Sylvanas the standard build with Wither Wind on level 1 and Venom then on level 4. Going to see the follow-through on 7. We have already the shield, protective shield on the side of Uther, who will go into Cleanse on the next level, of course. So pretty standard talents for all of them. The tribute here, Blood Dragon, immediately pushing them back, and he took now Amplified Healing, and they're trying to get the kill against Jaina. She just barely gets away here, but Chris jumps in and takes out.
Yep, Chris from the side with the cleave going to be able to take it down. Link's taking a bit of harassment from the Conus, but able to use his Holy Radiance to deny that tribute, and now Chris and Blood Dragon are on their way back in. Blood Dragon already tapped the fountain, so he's going to be healing pretty nicely. Tomzy, still at the back here, looking to get some harassment there onto Conus, but now he just ends up getting stunned as well.
Yeah, and we have a massive leading experience at this point, by the way, for Team Dignitas, which is, of course, amazing. And if they hit the level 7 talent, that would be even better. They could use that already in this fight, especially Sylvanas at the top lane would get a lot more damage. We would also see the first aid for Zeratul, which is, of course, crazy good if you have one of those really long fights. Oh, but he gets locked down here and needs to hit his first aid already. We're having Bala going for the Siri attack in this case, and Uther also going straight into Cleanse, whereas Blood Dragon is not picking his talent again.
Big surprise there. He's going in for the Shadow Charge, though, onto Fixie, but he gets rooted down. There's this follow-up stun, and Blood Dragon being dropped very low, and down he goes.
Yeah, he's so mysterious, but he's also dead. Still not picking his level 7 talent.
There we go. He's taken so long to pick the obvious talents.
Yeah, it's like he's literally sitting there and he's thinking, he's like, all right, I'm going to revolutionize the meta right now. Yeah, no. And then goes for the standard talent. So yeah. I mean, at the same time, now we have still that fight going on, and by now both of the teams are with the level 7 talents ready for it. But it is actually, in this case, Team Refuse that takes the first tribute. They are an entire level behind, though, which is always a bit unfortunate when you're not able to hit that level 7 together with the opponent's team.
Yeah, and this is what happened last game, where Dignitas did actually let the first tribute go over to the enemy team, but then basically got their level 10s first and snowballed from there, just grabbing all the tributes, getting the curses, and, well, murdering everything.
Now we have right now for level 7 on Zagara, not the Endless Creep, which is getting a lot more popularity these days to control the map and have great vision on it, but instead it is Rapid Incubation, which was for, I guess, like until 2 weeks ago, the standard talent to take and what we always saw on the hero, but especially on like smaller maps, for example, Tomb of the Spider Queen, where you can control the 2 turn-in points, Zagara is very highly valued, especially when it comes to vision, and that's one of the reasons why Endless Creep is a preferred pick for a lot of the Zagara players out there now. But in this case, it is a different talent. We're having both of the teams aiming, of course, now for level 10, and in the case of Dignitas, this is going to hit a lot faster, and they also get a Siege Giant camp to the left side of the map at this point.
Yep, so just getting a bit more pressure on the map. And you mentioned the Rapid Incubation, mostly taken. It is effective. The Creep is good for vision and stuff, but the Rapid Incubation is so good due to not only the health, but the huge amount of mana it restores over a fight.
And to be quite honest, Zagara needs mana. I mean, that's one of the first things that you run out of.
He's actually got a fountain just for mana here, despite the fact he had Rapid Incubation. I'm not sure why he did that. But
yeah, it's pretty sick to see that on Zagara. I mean, when she drops her combos, oh, look at that! What happened? Oh, Mr. Blood Dragon, he's so mysterious. He's not picking his talent land. What could it be? Are we going to see Apocalypse? Oh my God, it's really Apocalypse. Who would have thought?
He's so mysterious. We're never going to be able to predict him. He's just a mystery wrapped in an enigma, wrapped in a dragon.
I totally expect a lightning breath, kappa, kappa, kappa.
Oh dear, Chris. There goes the Void Prism. Apocalypse coming up, and that's a well-timed one. There's the 3-man stun. Toxical able to dimensional shift out. It's just a 2-man stun. There's the Devouring Maw and the Stage Dive coming in. And this is actually a pretty even... No, it isn't. Well, we're seeing them going very low. There we go.
This is actually a pretty even...
I was looking at health bars and then noticed everyone dying.
I had a triple kill the other day where 3 heroes died at the exact same moment. In this case, actually, it is Refuse who starts turning things around here. They get Noisen. 2 more kills, but Noisen is getting charged here. And now Konus is very much alone, trying to get away on his ETC. But yeah, that was a very, very nice setup with Void Prison and Apocalypse. That's exactly what you want to aim for.
Yeah, Refuse did turn the fight around there a bit at the end, and they were able to keep going. They got so many people low, but weren't able to focus anyone down again. Like, the only person who went down was Ufa, or did someone else go down? Oh, Chris.
Oh, yeah, Zeratul needs to be careful here. We have both of the teams on level 11 right now. This is going to be the second tribute for one of them. Tomzy going down here. Ooh, yeah, and Nurok has to escape right now. Tom's on his Vala, dead, and that's 4 kills against 5. Refuse is starting to, I don't even want to call it a comeback, but they're definitely closing the gap in experience and making sure that they're still fighting on a high level with Dignitas.
Yeah, and currently neither team has got a fort, so like you said, experience levels are not too far apart. The first fort will go down in favour of Refuse in this bottom lane to the Siege Giants, so Refuse actually to hit level 12 a slight bit ahead of Dignitas because of that.
I was a bit worried for them earlier when we have an entire level, when you're an entire level behind on level 7, level 8, that's very, very bad. And once your opponent hits 10 faster than you, if they can force a team fight and take you out, then it just snowballs at some point. But Refuse made a very, very good effort to not fall behind too much, to just soak enough experience to catch up with their opponents. And that fight that we saw for the tribute at the bot lane really helped them. So in this case, they are even slightly ahead in experience. And at the top lane, they are pressuring Nurok and Blood Dragon. But we also have Zagara in a bit of trouble, or could potentially be, since Chris is moving in, and we also have Uther for stun ready.
Yep, he is here. He's going in behind Noise, and there's the Hunter Killer. Chris going in, and they just get the full stun combo off. Going for... Oh, okay.
Tomzy with a bit of an overkill there, I want to say, going also for his Reign of Vengeance. I guess better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
but I doubt that they really needed that.
And I don't know if we've actually gone over this properly, but we are seeing the Divine Storm out of Linked rather than the Divine Shield that seems to be a little bit more common these days.
It depends highly on, I feel, the combinations that you run. Most of the time when you have a melee assassin in your team, Divine Shield is a bit of a no-brainer. When you run with a lot of squishies, Jaina and like Tyrande, a few others, then I see still a lot of Divine Shield. But those combos with Apocalypse, that's where I feel, especially on Usa, the Divine Storm makes a lot of sense, since you're likely to get a second stun in there after Apocalypse is over.
Would definitely agree. And it's situations like that that make you say rip sprint on Ufa. For now, Norok and Chris just going to be pushing this bottom lane with the Grave Golem. The rest of Refuse, on the other hand, have already got the Golem top and are already almost taken down that fort and are on their way to the bot lane to react to the Golem of Dignitas.
Sylvanas is, of course, amazing in a push like this, just because she can completely disable the fort, and you can already tell that the boss down here is still at full HP, whereas all the way up to the top it already dropped to a half, so that's awesome now for Dignitas. 13 talents for both of the teams, and in this case that means that we have 2 ice blocks on the side of Team Refuse, an improved ice block on Jaina and 1 on Malfurion, Hunter-Killer talents on Zagara, and ETC not going for the Uber Rockstar here, but instead for Face Melt to slow down the opponents just a bit, as the next tribute is about to appear on the map and forces the next team fight.
Yep, Bane is coming out, will not reveal Chris, able to step to the side and not get hit by those. And Dignitas, with a slightly better posture here, Tomsy a bit separated from his team though. We're going to see him run all the way around to get to his team so that he doesn't get caught out by someone like Noise and Konus. Playing very aggressive, Chris gets revealed and takes a lot of damage, having to blink out there.
Yeah, Tomsy just arrived, can go for the Frost Shot, already does exactly that. Blood Dragon in this case with a Spell Shield, making sure that he's not going to take too much damage from Jaina. They're trying to move in. Konos at the front, and here comes the charge. They're trying to get someone out of position. Fixie is actually very far out here. So is Noise, and they need to be careful, but Blood Dragon gets attacked and sniped. Way too late that we're seeing that Void Prism come into play, and without Diablo they can't set the Apocalypse up, and now they are on the run. They killed Zagara, but that's not going to be enough.
Yep, Norok able to blink away, still drops a little bit of harassment, but now Tomsy has been separated out. He's being dropped low, but there is the overpower from Blood Dragon, who respawned thanks to his passive, and Tomsy does escape, and now Norok going on to Fixie, trying to juke out those abilities. In comes Chris, though, and there's the approved ice block, but what do you do after this? Well, apparently Chris misses his skill shot is what happens.
Well, I really not a huge fan of Ice Block for exactly that reason. It feels oftentimes that it does only delay the inevitable. There are a couple of heroes like Malfurion where I feel it's great because you can activate Tranquility and then go into the Ice Block. You heal up and you heal the rest of your team. So if it's a stationary fight, you are still of big help. I think there are a few combinations against which Ice Block is amazing, especially if you are against Burst Comp, because you can, on Jaina, for example, you are one of the priority targets, obviously. So if you're in the team fight and your opponent really tries to snipe you down, using Ice Block keeps you alive, lets the opponent waste the cooldown, and then you're still in the team fight. But for a situation like this, it just doesn't really help you.
Yeah, Sprint definitely is a little bit better, I would say, especially against Sylvanas, who's going to be chasing you down with that evasive fire talent. So it makes a bit more sense to run Sprint just for the escape. And now, though, going to be seeing Norok just bouncing over the wall to go steal that easy camp.
Yeah, they can move down here and try to take it, and with the 16 talent that they just acquired, they have a double blood Dragon. He is so mysterious. Like, he still didn't take a 16 talent. Look at that. What a mysterious player he is.
He's committed. He is committed.
Yeah, he's definitely committed to it now. Double blood for blood. We have Benediction, and there is the Firestorm. Oh my god, I totally didn't see that coming. We also have the double bombs on Zeratul, and in this case, the 16 talents also hit for the opponent's team. That's a great setup for the Apocalypse, and there it is. Well done.
In comes Konus to the back with the stage dive, though, trying to give his team some breathing room. And the fight does continue. Konus getting a shield from Tassadar, trying to keep himself alive. Blood Dragon not giving up, but he does get rooted, and he's trying to get out. Vulnerable goes down to him, but he gets taken out by a Ice Lance from Fixie. They're now chasing on to Tomsy, who's solo. He gets slowed by the face belt and goes down. Chris is also fleeing, and Refuse just pushing back Dignitas here. They're all so low. Norok and Chris just on the run here. Norok using his evasive fire on that wall there just to get some extra movement speed, and Chris has already escaped.
Yeah, that backfired fast. I mean, you could really tell that the setup was great for Dignitas, but it felt like they didn't have the damage to drop any of the heroes that they isolated there. And when ECC started to jump in, he really disrupted the entire aggression of the backline and suddenly refused. They just refused to die and turned it around, take down 3 heroes in total, 4, I think. And that was a brutal turnaround there. Dignitas did totally not expect that, I feel.
Yeah, they did not expect it, and there was very little they could do to react to it. They got their combo off pretty much solid. The only thing that went wrong, really, was that Tassar Dimensional shifted out, and they only hit 2 members. But other than that, there's not much they could have done, really, to make that fight go better for them. It was just Refuse controlling and dominating.
And at this point now, we're having straying straight for the Golem, trying to take those out now. But of course, that's not only happening for Dignitas, but also Refuse is going for the exact same move. Or are they? They're actually changing directions right now, trying to interrupt Dignitas. I don't think they're going to be here in time. I think they hesitated for too long.
Yeah, they're going to be here far too late. Dignitas will grab this Golem. However, they may force team fight. No, we're not going to see a Refuse dive in for a Golem that's already been taken.
Yeah, that's a tricky situation now for Refuse because, well, there's a Golem up at the top, up for grabs now, and, well, Refuse has to make a choice. Do we take the Golem up at the top or do we defend at the bottom lane?
And it looks like Refuse are, in fact, going to defend the bottom lane, but that does mean that Dignitas just going to try and get themselves back in the game by also stealing the Refuse Golem. And Refuse, there's nothing they can do about this unless Konos wants to try and 1 versus 5 with a stage dive.
Yeah, and we also have now, well, we have a tribute coming up, so they can't put the curse on Dignitas. They have to defend against the Golem. With the second one, they can do a lot of damage. This one at the bottom lane nearly dropping the keep. It's only a few hit points away from being destroyed, and that would be the first one in the game. So with a Golem attacking the top lane, Dignitas could always just move down to the bottom and finish it off.
Yeah, and things it's just taking full control at the moment. They've taken pretty much every mercenary on the opponent's side of the map, and we are seeing them head down to steal the easy camp too. Just keeping so much control here.
Yeah, and this is really tricky. I mean, considering that the last fight ended up in favor of Refuse, we have 9 kills against 9, but now Dignitas just moving in, taking that Siege Giant camp at the bottom lane, and also eliminating that fort or the keep, as we already suggested. So they start to gain lead and experience again. They have the better map presence now, with that keep of the opponent killed and their bottom lane pushing hard at this point. Yeah, nice move. That's one hesitation for a moment from Team Refuse. Definitely, yeah. That definitely resulted in them falling back in the game.
Yeah, absolutely, despite the fact that Refuse have been doing absurdly well in the majority of these fights, and now they're falling behind due to hesitation and just letting Dignitas get free objectives.
Yeah, and talking about these objectives, mercenary camps all over the map are now taken. You already talked about it a second ago, and this is not an exception here. We're having them go straight for that Bruiser camp once they appeared on the map. So they're taking this, and there is a tribute now on the map. Both of the teams are on level 19. Refuse is still ahead in experience. And they have to go for this one now. If they put the curse on Dignitas, they can start a comeback here. But we have all the lanes pushing in. And here comes Tomze trying to cancel that out. And he gets in the last second to make it happen.
Yep, and Blood Dragon hiding over the other side of the wall here, waiting for his moment to try and separate out someone a bit squishier. Toxical just got pinged by someone, but is just going to play it a bit further back. And Blood Dragon starting to move forward here as he needs to protect Nurok, who's taking the tribute here. And Konos trying to dash out. Nurok deciding to engage rather than finish channeling there. And Konos isn't done with this yet.
Yeah, Refuse is already on the back foot a bit in this fight, at least that is, and they don't really need to go for that tribute. But there we go. There's the setup with the prison, and immediately the stun. Great rate of vengeance on the side of Tomze. They get the kill against the Gara. Arkham was trying to heal once that started with his tranquility and already put down a healing water as well. And at this point now, Chris suddenly being attacked. He's trying to get away, but Konos is there and drops the guitar on his head.
Arkham being dropped very low. He does go down. Fixie is being chased by Blood Dragon. He's already used his ice block earlier in that fight. He's going to continue to run, but he is going to get away thanks to Konos zoning him out. And Fixie attempting to steal the tribute here. Toxical also running for freedom. Tomzi's chasing him with that increased movement speed. And Fixie trying to back out, but Nurok is still on the chase. And there's the Bolt of the Storm to give chase, and down he goes. Level 20 hit by both teams, and that Bolt was just in time to secure that kill.
Yeah, that was a really good bolt there, and he went for the quick cast. We have also We have actually 3 Bolt of the Storms already on the side of Team Dignitas, going straight for Diablo, Sylvanas, and Vala for it, and they are trying to end the game now. With 4 heroes dead on the side of Refuse, there's a very high chance that they're going to be able to do that. Only Konos is still alive. He's trying to defend somehow. Nurok jumps on the other side of the core. There's nothing that they can do. This is Dignitas winning the game after a great fight up at the top tribute. Great game here from both of the teams. Refuse with a lot of comebacks, but at the end of the day, he had to go for Heroes tournament. It is Dignitas advancing to the next round.
Yep, absolutely. Super well played and a very close game, level 20 by both teams, and almost the entire late game, Refuse were ahead in XP, but Dignitas, with some better decisions, and in that last fight, getting the combo off on the people who don't have Ice Block or Dimensional Shift was exactly what they needed to do, and it went perfectly for them.